The NBA play-in starts today. The Bulls play tomorrow, so we're gonna give all our predictions for the play-in stuff and for the playoffs. Who we think is gonna come out of each conference and end up being the NBA champion, and preview a little bit of off-season stuff. All another episode of okay. Heat Hawks 7 versus 8 seed. That starts 6:30 tonight. This
Yep.
episode will come out after the game, so we're gonna give our predictions now. Let's talk about Heat Hawks first. We talked about this a little bit before we started, but Trae Young has rumors circulating around him that the Hawks are willing to go look for trades now for him, and that he may be on the move in the offseason, which is a wild thing to release. Right, I mean, 4 hours before your game
Yeah,
starts.
I don't know how or if that was their intention, why they would leak this 3 hours before their game starts, but they
Zero.
did, and it's out. I understand it because they have not gotten better since making the Eastern Conference Finals on that one fluke year. What was that, 2 years ago now?
Yeah, 2 years,
Um,
two.
they've
Yeah,
gotten worse both years. And this year in the offseason, they went all in, got DeJounte Murray, and they're in the play-in. They're the 9 seed. So, or they're the 8 seed.
but still
Yeah.
not good for a team that was supposed to be a 5 or 6 seed in the Eastern Conference. The fact that they're
Yeah.
eight and really just underperformed the entire year. They were just the definition of mid all season long. They were looked really good one day, really bad the next. They were good for half the game, bad for the other half. It was just a season of where the Hawks were just mid. They've been mid since that miracle run that they went on 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And I understand why the Hawks are looking to trade Trae Young. Just why would you release that 4 hours before your game?
Yeah. For
Like, you
that,
need more
that's so
drama.
weird. I
But
I think the Heat are gonna win that
oh
game.
yeah,
I thought,
I don't think it's that matters anyway. I think Jimmy Butler
yeah,
comes out and they get the seventh spot
he would,
pretty
yeah.
easily.
There
Same.
was also rumors, by the way, that like if the Heat lose, Jimmy Butler's out. I think Spoelstra like said that.
I don't know about that. Let's.
Okay, maybe not like that, but I heard something along those lines.
I think the Heat will have a lot of decisions to make if they lose this playing. If they don't make the play-in, like if they lose both, then
Mhm.
you got a lot to talk about. But I would be shocked if Jimmy Butler leaves Miami, just with how well he's done there and what he's done for
Yeah,
them since he's
yeah,
been there. I feel like they go to get someone for him instead of. I mean, Damian Lillard. I bet Damian Lillard and Trae Young will be two guys that they're all over in the offseason.
yeah, for sure. Dame is definitely
I
gonna
mean,
be
and with the Trae Young news, probably Trae Young. I mean,
Yeah, they were in the KD
Kyle Lowry was
rumors.
a
Like,
waste. Kyle Lowry might have been the biggest waste of money I've ever seen.
yeah,
His contract is still like 25 million. It's
yep.
ridiculous.
Well,
Um, but the
or
Lakers Timberwolves game also is another game where I think the Lakers just get it done. The Timberwolves have too much going on with Gobert. Jaden McDaniels fractured his hand. I mean, unless Anthony Edwards goes out there and drops 45 points, I don't see the Timberwolves winning this
it
game.
doesn't matter.
Yeah. I mean,
Uh,
I think
that Minnesota is a shit show. Like that is awful. It's
yeah, the
been
best thing they have.
awful.
Oh, it's been
Everybody
terrible all
saw
year.
from the second the Gobert trade happened, we were like, that's a terrible trade. They're not
Well, yeah,
good.
because
Not gonna work out.
we wanted him, we were talking about getting him too, and our trade
Yeah.
package was like, we'll give you Vooch and Kobe. Back when
And
the
like
Lakers
maybe a first.
right, and the Timberwolves gave them five first,
Or oh,
four first
five,
plus
three of them are unprotected. They gave
right
him Walker
protected,
Kessler, who's gonna make all rookie team.
and then they gave him a
Uh,
top five protected pick, so pretty much a lottery pick. Plus Jared Vanderbilt, Patrick Beverly,
mhm.
um, sorry,
Malik Beasley.
Malik Beasley, who they all turned into more picks or young players because they traded them again.
Yeah. Utah
Utah
couldn't be
fleeced.
happier.
Fleeced.
Um,
It was bad.
Fleet. And Rudy Gobert is out here throwing punches at his teammates in the last game of the season
Rudy Gobert for you,
because
everyone.
somebody called him a bitch or something like that.
He sucks.
So
The
bad.
only chance the Timberwolves have is the fact that they're the underdogs. That's the only chance that everyone has the Lakers. That's the only shot they have is the Lakers come out slow because they're supposed to win.
Are the Lakers titles contenders, Jack?
We'll get into that in a second after we get through the rest of the play.
Okay.
The 9-10 games are tomorrow. Bulls Raptors. Bulls, I mean, what do you think? I'm scared of the Raptors because
The
they have
Raptors,
so many long defenders that gives
yeah.
Zach
I
LaVine
would
a
rather
hard
play the
time defending.
Hawks and I would rather play the Heat than the Raptors.
Agreed, because we actually played well against the Heat this year, and
Yeah.
Vucevic cooks
The
against both
Raptors are
those
too
teams.
big and too long for us. I mean, Van Vliet is always a problem.
I think it's gonna be one of those games where if the Bulls win this game, it's because they had one of those nights where they actually hit shots. We need to actually hit threes tomorrow. We have no shooting on this team, but we need to actually hit threes tomorrow.
Yeah.
If we don't,
Right.
we lose. We lose 100% if we don't hit threes tomorrow. When it's by
We're
20. They're the Raptors are like did not they underperformed as well this season, but
yeah.
against us they played well.
Yep.
They always out rebound us. And if I swear to God, if Billy Donovan doesn't have Patrick Williams in the lineup in the fourth quarter to get rebounds and has two guards in Caruso
He's starting.
I think
I
he
think they
should.
came out with the
I
lineups, and I don't think
I
he
think
was.
he should start. Because
Let me
who
see.
because the matchup would be Caruso. It would be Pat Bev versus Van Vliet. I like that matchup. It'd be Levine versus Gary
They
Trent.
don't start Gary Trent.
Who's their starting two?
They start OG at the 2,
And then they
Scotty at
start
the 3, Pascal at the 4, and
Jakob at the
Jakob at
five.
the 5.
Right.
They're huge.
No, it's one of those days. It's gonna be a game where the Bulls one actually hit shots. If we don't actually hit shots, we're gonna lose, which we struggle with all season. But two, your three stars actually need to play like they're stars. Is Vucevic
Yeah.
gonna play like he's an all-star? Is DeRozan gonna drop 25 or is he gonna drop 6? DeRozan's
Everybody's healthy tomorrow except Lonzo Ball. That's the first time in a
Show me
while.
the continuity that
Yeah.
was being preached all season long.
The Raptors have it as well, though.
Yeah, I'm concerned. Very
Me
excited.
too.
Very
I
excited.
mean, like, regardless,
I like
we're going to get
games.
smoked by Milwaukee.
Oh yeah, but I want to get to the playoffs just because it gives me one
Yeah.
full season going. Two, it's just something to look forward to watch. I mean, I love
And,
watching.
like, playoff
watching games that
experience
matter.
for P. Will, maybe
You know,
Levine.
like what if? I mean, who knows what with injuries and whatever. I mean, you
Oh,
get in,
stop
you
it.
get in, you got a
Stop it.
shot. No, we have no shot. We lose in 4 games. If we maybe steal one, if we get another DeRozan 40
We stole one
points.
last year,
Right? Because DeRozan had to have 40 points and like 75% shooting.
and Chris Middleton was hurt.
No, that wasn't. That was at the end of the game.
No, that was
at the end.
he got hurt mid-game.
No, it was the end. Go watch. I guarantee you. I watched the entire game. Fourth quarter, he
So-
slips on the floor. Caruso was guarding him on the baseline.
Oh, okay.
About 6-7 minutes left in the game.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah.
Oh, right. And then we won, and we were like, oh, my God, we could win the series.
Yeah.
Chris Middleton's out.
They gave us, and then Giannis had like 30
Yeah.
and 12 next game.
Dude, yeah, then they came out in the first quarter of the next game and just killed us.
But if we get through Toronto, which I don't know if we will, I'm not going to put a prediction on this game because I don't want to. It's the Bulls. If we get Toronto, I'm assuming we get Atlanta after that. And it's
Probably.
another team that we've either looked really good against or really bad against. So we'll have to see how that game goes. The 9-10, the West, though, New Orleans versus OKC. I think New Orleans gets it done. Brandon Ingram has played unbelievable basketball to end the season.
Yeah,
CJ's
I
been
mean,
well.
he's been really good.
Are they bringing Zion back in the playoffs to get in?
I would assume so,
Because
but
if you're the 8th seed and all of a sudden Jokic has to guard Zion Williamson,
oh my God, that is rough.
you think the Nuggets want to play the
So it would be
Pelicans?
Zion Williamson playing 25 minutes max for that series a game.
Yeah, but
And
if it's
probably
playoffs,
wouldn't play game 1 or game 2.
yeah, but just having him, like that's another 20 point. In 25 minutes, he can do a lot of fucking damage.
Yo, for sure. He's their best player. I mean, he's a top 10 player in the league when he's healthy.
They were the 1 seed when he was healthy.
Yeah. And Brandon Ingram wasn't on this like streak either. Also,
yeah, I'd love to see them healthy together.
They have one of the scariest futures in the NBA. I mean, the Western Conference is going to be loaded with talent in a few years. I mean, they already are.
If we ever get to see it. If we ever get to see it.
What do you mean?
I mean, will we ever see Zion and BI actually?
Oh, right. Yeah,
together?
like fully healthy for a season. Yeah, no, that's the question.
That's with a lot of guys too, but this team in particular, it's always Ingram goes out,
Yeah.
Zion goes out. It's hard to see them play at a high level together when they never play. And I would love to see it because they actually would be two guys I think would fit well with each other because Zion's a guy that like he needs the ball to score, but it takes him 3 seconds to score if he puts his mind to it. So Ingram can control the ball. So can CJ.
And Ingram can play off the ball pretty well too.
Agreed. All right, let's get into the actual series that we actually know about. Kings Warriors. The Warriors are. This is the most interesting first round series.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Because the Warriors are favored to win this series. Andrew Wiggins is supposedly coming back,
None of my Kings.
but and I'm with you here. I am a huge Kings fan this playoffs.
Good.
I am excited to watch them play because I've seen like every major media like sports show is like all over the Warriors. They got no faith in the Kings. No one does.
Well,
Even
it's
the casual fan, because of course the casual fans gonna pick the Warriors. No one but Kings fans think the Kings are gonna win. The Kings are a scary team. The Kings are a
no
team
doubt,
that
but they have no playoff experience. Like
and
Sabonis
no
has been
defense.
there, Herter's been there, Monk hasn't been there. Like that's it.
Yeah,
Harrison Barnes. And then the
Harrison
Warriors are
Barnes has
like,
finals experience though.
oh, with who? Yeah, with the team that they're playing against, who's been there like
I'm
six
aware.
times.
I That's the scariest part about the Warriors, in my opinion, because this is not the same Warriors team that was going into the playoffs last year. No, I mean
It
like
is.
no, I mean like if watch the team play, Graham. They don't move at
Oh,
all like the
well,
we saw enter
okay,
the
yeah.
yes, the roster wise the exact same team. But the team that we've seen so far play in the NBA this NBA season, in the 82 games they played, they look nothing like the
Yeah,
team.
it's been a different Warriors team, and you could probably like contribute a lot of that to Andrew Wiggins being out, but at the same time, like they would still have a really, really bad road record with Andrew Wiggins. Like
And
one of
who is one of the best home teams in the NBA? The
the
Kings.
Sacramento Kings, probably right behind the Golden State Warriors.
They are going to score at an unbelievable rate, and it's the Warriors' defense was great last year. The Warriors' defense has been nowhere near what it was last year.
You think there's going to be some Warriors fans?
I think that place is going to be packed with Kings fans. I think the Kings haven't seen the playoffs in what 17 years, 16 years.
Yeah, yeah, and yeah,
So I think the Kings fans are going to light that place up. I think it's
I
going to
hope
be.
so. I really
I'm
do.
very very excited for that series. I think that anyone that underestimates the Kings and thinks this series is over in 5 or like an easy 6 for the Warriors is kidding themselves.
Um,
This is not an easy series for the Warriors by any means.
no, no. The Kings are, I think they're the fastest paced offense in the league this year, but they're like a top 10 worst defense as well. They're going to give up points. So
Yeah.
it should be a lot of high
Well,
powered offense.
let's also see Wiggins come back. Wiggins hasn't played in what 2 months.
Yeah.
Let's see Wiggins come back too. I mean, I understand why the Warriors are favored, and I do think they will win the series. Like if I had to pick a team, like no bias, I'd probably pick the Warriors to win. But I hope the Kings win. I think it'd be awesome if the Kings won.
Yeah, me
The
too.
Kings
And
are the biggest.
they definitely have a chance and
The
more of a
Kings
chance
have
than
heard
people are giving
since
them.
the All Star break. The Kings have heard, oh yeah, we want the 6th seed, so we get to play the Kings.
Yeah.
You think? I mean, the Kings are ready for the playoffs, whether
No,
they have
for
the
yeah.
experience or not. They are ready for the playoffs.
Yeah, they've been so good.
Um,
I think it'll go 5 or 6 games for
I
sure. I
think
don't
it'll go
think
6 games for sure.
yeah, I the Warriors are just too bad on the road as well for them to
But
like
you
take
don't.
a series.
If you're the Warriors, you don't want to have to go win a game 7 in Sacramento.
So if the Warriors win, they win the matchup between or they play the matchup between the Grizzlies and Lakers, right?
Yes, which would be a crazy series.
Huh.
One more thing before we move on for the Warriors, though, is their teams they went through last year to get to the finals was not nearly as hard as the Western Conference is this year. Last year, the first round was the Nuggets with only Jokic. There's MPJ and Jamal Murray were hurt.
Hmm.
It was the Grizzlies and John Morant went out in game 3.
Mm-hmm.
And then it
And they
was the
were like,
Mavs, and then it was the
Ja
Mavs
was killing them.
against Luca. And the Mavs were clearly overmatched in that series.
Yeah.
The Celtics, that was a impressive win. That was Steph Curry proving he's a top 10 player of all time. But it's not like the West is not easy. You gotta go through the Kings, then you gotta go through Lakers or Memphis, a healthy team of both. And then if you're that lucky to get to that point, you got to either go through a fully loaded Suns team that's been playing at a high level, a Clippers team that's fully loaded, or the Nuggets who are fully loaded.
Yeah. Oh, it's definitely gonna be harder this year.
Speaking of Clippers and Suns, though,
Yeah.
that's a hell of a first round series too.
It is. I hope PG can come back at least at some point.
I think he's been ruled out game 1 and 2, but there's potential.
1 and 2.
There's
And they're
potential
away for game 1 and 2. They're the 5 seed. Yeah.
Yes. The Clippers are the much deeper team, and the Suns are the more talented team. So it's going to come down
Yeah.
to just
It's star power with no wing depth versus
versus
actually star power
unbelievable
and wing
wing
depth.
depth and average. Well, not average star power, but compared to the Suns, they don't have the same star power.
Yeah. I mean, if they had Kawhi and PG, they would because they have Russ as
Yeah.
well.
And Russ has been playing fantastic. I love the way Russ is playing. I think he's on
Yeah.
a mission to.
Is Norman Powell
I would
healthy?
love to see a
He's
Clippers
the GOAT.
Lakers. Do you think? I like Norman Powell. Norman Powell, I think, will be huge in the series. Sorry. What if the Lakers win against the Grizzlies? Because let's assume they win tonight. If they win against the Grizzlies, they would play the Warriors. They win that. Do we finally get the conference finals of Clippers Lakers this year?
Fuck
As
no.
the 5 and 7 seed?
No.
I don't think so either. I think
Oh, but that can happen like that?
it could. This should finally be the year where we get that series.
The Clippers are probably not making it out of the first round.
No, they got unlucky having to draw the
They're
Suns.
probably going to lose the first 2 games of that series. It's at home with no PG.
Yeah, it's if they steal one though, I would be. It becomes a very good series, and I think it's not impossible for them to steal one if Kawhi.
They just got to take one of those with Kawhi. Yeah, and they could. Kawhi and Russ. Oh my God, it's Russ KD.
Huh? Yeah, Russ KD. Well, then Russ versus LeBron because Russ hates LeBron. No. That would be if the entirety of the Lakers' problems for a year and a half was around Russ, and I agree, he was probably the biggest problem they had.
Could you imagine
you got all that bullshit from the Lakers fans? Imagine you traded the Clippers and the Clippers beat you in the conference finals. Oh my God, my dream come true. My TikTok would just be Lakers fans like having the worst day of their life. That would be awesome.
Horrible for them. Is that in the script?
That would be amazing. But just like all these dumbass Lakers fans think they're going to the finals, I don't think they're getting out of the second round at the best.
I don't either.
I don't even know the first
I
round.
straight up don't.
Like, I don't like Memphis, but like it's not like Memphis is some pushover team.
I think they'll beat Memphis. I think Steven Adams being out is massive.
I think it goes 6. I think it goes 7 games though. I think LeBron steals the game 7 on the road and like one of those like 35.
My boy Dillon Brooks is gonna lock his ass up.
I mean, LeBron may give him 41 game.
Wasn't that cut fucking wild?
A lot of comments to say about that I can't talk about on here.
Yeah. Dillon Brooks.
God, I hate Dillon Brooks, but I mean, the West is just going to be the most interesting Western Conference playoffs that I think we've seen in like our lifetime since we started watching and following the NBA, which has been like
I'm super excited as well. I mean, even in the East, those top 3 teams in the East, let's so much fun to watch.
Which is why, like, we didn't really touch on this as much as we will in the West because the first round matchups in the East are kind of like a given. Like,
it's like
except for Knicks, Cavs, like we know Bucks, Celtics, Sixers will advance. Like, barring some crazy injury, like saying Embiid, which is not crazy to think because Embiid gets hurt every playoffs. But without injuries, I think the top 3 definitely make it, and I think the Knicks make it a bit of a series, but I think the Cavs get that done in 6. Especially because Randall's coming off an injury. Brunson was coming off an injury down the year. Like, I don't have as much confidence in the Knicks as I do have in the Cavs and Donovan Mitchell, just because Donovan Mitchell also is the best player in that series.
Yeah, give me the Cavs as well. Is Randall going to be back and, like, ready to go?
They said he will be. I believe he will be. I mean, because they got the rest of the week. The game's not till Saturday or Sunday, maybe.
Did you see those, like, leaked votes for Defensive Player of the Year?
Who's winning? I didn't see it.
Evan fucking Mobley had like 4 first place votes from like Bill Simmons. I think JJ Redick gave him a first place vote, or JJ Redick gave his to Jaren. But they only leaked like 6 of them, and like 4 of them were Evan Mobley.
I'm not mad about.
He wasn't even on my radar like all year. I know he's a great defender.
I wouldn't be mad if he won Depoy because I mean,
what did he do?
I think he averaged like 2 blocks or so a game. I also think that his ability to switch is on par with Bam, who is one of the great defenders.
And AD.
Bam's never won a Depoy either is also kind of surprising to me.
Him, Bam, Jaren, and AD all have that like ability to guard 5s and like 3s, you know?
And honestly, Evan Mobley can lock down a couple guards in the league too. Like just because he has so much length on him, where if you're
Sure. And so
if
can
you guard him
Davis. Hi,
straight, like
Bam.
you're not going to be able to just his length, like pause, but his length is unbelievable. The way he just fucking he can. If Damian Lillard, for example, drives past, like, well, careful. If Damian Lillard gets in the paint, like from the free throw line, you look like you're in the clear. You're not. Evan Mobley has enough reach to fucking block that shot.
Yeah. He's so long. And his Jarrett Allen, he's not even the 5. Jarrett Jarrett Allen is their 5. That's insane.
Yeah,
And they also have all the scoring in the world too.
which
I
is
just
why like a matchup like Milwaukee, I think wins that series, but that'll be an interesting matchup because they can throw their twin towers that they have at Giannis.
like nobody else in the league really can. They
The
have like
only the only other
two
team
guys.
that can throw the same like can throw more looks at Giannis is the Celtics, just because Robert Williams, Al Horford, Jason Tatum, Jalen Brown, Grant Williams, and Marcus Smart, none of them can guard him, but they can
Yeah,
throw all those bodies. They have the most looks in the NBA to throw at him.
right.
Whereas like
Yeah,
a team like the Bulls, for example, in round one, you just have Patrick Williams. Your next best option is Alex Caruso.
yeah, yeah. And we were sticking that boy on Giannis. I think Caruso was by the end of the series, he was starting the games on Giannis, wasn't he?
Yeah, I believe so.
Because
The only like the thing is like when you look at the Bucks, like I feel like Brooke Lopez and Bobby Portis more in my mind right now than Chris Middleton, just because Chris Middleton's been so bad this year. He's been so bad.
okay, Drew Holiday's their second best player,
Yeah.
but I'm scared of Brooke Lopez. He is so fucking good.
It's not even like his offensive ability. He locks down the paint. The Bulls don't score inside, and the Bulls have no outside game when we play them.
That's why, yeah, he just
Zero.
gives me like PTSD. You can't drive the paint
Oh,
against
if
them.
we miraculously get out of the play-in and into the 8th spot, I'm going to be so annoyed watching the game because there's nothing we can do. Like it's just we're not good enough. It's not
Yeah,
like the team
it'll be
continues
interesting to
to score,
see
it's
how
just
like
not good enough.
Donovan Mitchell attacks the paint, like a
Yeah.
guy that is just so used to getting to his spots. Like against the Bulls, when he dropped 70, he got anywhere whenever he wanted to. That is not happening when Drew Holiday's locking your ass down on the perimeter, and then you have to come in on Giannis and Brooke Lopez.
It's not even Drew Holiday. Like Javon Carter, he can guard. Wesley Matthews, he can guard. Joe
Grayson
Ingles,
Allen's a
he can
decent
guard.
defender.
I mean, this is their entire team is built of shooters and defenders, and
They
they
got
have the
Jay
best player in
Crowder,
the league on their team.
Joe Ingles. It's
Bobby
so
Portis.
so
I don't think
nasty.
Bobby Portis misses against the Bulls. I haven't seen the man miss a shot against the Bulls in whatever
No,
since he left.
he takes
5
that
years.
personally.
Oh, every time.
You go to Arkansas?
I wish the Bulls, everyone besides Pat Bev and Alex Caruso, would take it personally too. There's no whatever. That's a problem for the offseason when we see what moves we make. Okay, those are all the series you know, like so far. But who is your team that you think wins it all, or the two teams you see making it to the finals?
All right. I gotta go with Phoenix. I
I
think
agree.
I
I
think
agree.
the Clippers will be easy-ish for them in the first round. Then
Unless PG does come back like at full strength,
right.
like is
Then they
playing 30
play
minutes, 35 minutes.
probably Denver, which Aiton has like been decent against Jokic in his career. And then it's just like, is Aaron Gordon gonna? I mean, Aaron Gordon's actually a decent defender, but
He is, but I'm
um,
sorry. If you're Kevin Durant this season shot 56% from the field, 40% from three, and 92% from the free throw line. You're not
yeah.
guarding. You won't guard.
Hey, you know who could do that too, though, is my boy MPJ,
Yeah,
sniper in the path.
except MPJ can probably do that 2 out of 7 games, while Durant can do it 7 out of 7 games.
Yeah, but
You
that boy's
tell
gonna
Kevin
be cold.
like say game 6 comes around, Suns are up 3-2. You say Kevin Durant go win the game for me. He'll give you 45 points and win the game.
Yeah,
He's done it multiple times in his career.
yeah. Jokic won't even do that.
And
You can't say Jokic, go give me 45.
Is Devin Booker the best scorer he's played with in his career? Aside, like pure scorer. Like, is he better? He's not better than Steph, but probably
He's not
second.
even the
Right?
second best.
No, I think I'd take him over Kyrie.
Nah.
Just as a scorer, yeah, Devin Booker is cold.
He's not
Kyrie
as
is,
efficient.
Kyrie is a deeper bag, but as a pure scorer, I'm
Nah.
taking Devin Booker. I think this is the best team KD has had.
Like 3 levels? No. Kyrie.
It's close. It's really
It's
close.
close.
I mean,
It's
I
close.
would take.
And
I
Booker
think.
is like no slouch.
Yeah.
And like
Either way,
as a complimentary piece, obviously Steph is like really good, but
Steph.
I
The
would
problem with
almost
looking at Steph is
rather
just
have
Steph is just
Devin Booker.
Steph's game is so different that when you think about him as a scorer, you're like, is Steph really a scorer? Or is he just the best shooter I've ever seen in my life? Because he
See,
is a
the
scorer,
thing about Steph
but
and KD is they both are so good off the ball.
yeah,
They're both
which is why
so
Devin
good.
Booker is in his heaven right now because the minute he gets doubled, Kevin Durant will pick up the slack.
Yep.
Kevin Durant doesn't need the ball to be.
Yeah, I would take a duo. You're right. I would take a duo of Kevin Durant and Devin Booker over Kevin Durant and Kyrie
Yeah,
for
I agree.
sure.
And then you look at the rest of the team around him. Are they deep? They got Jacques Landale. They have
Hoagie,
Hoagie. They have Terrence Ross. They have Landry Shamet. And they have
OG
Cam
Ross,
Reddish,
yeah.
and they have
No, they're not deep,
they're not,
but
but they have guys that can come in and produce enough that if you play like if your rotation is Booker comes out first with Aiden and you leave CP and KD, and you bring Booker and Aiden back, or you're gonna be fine.
yeah, yeah.
And
And
which is
as
why
long as you have 1 to 2 of those players on the court, like for example, Denver is super fucking good, almost better than Phoenix when Jokic is on the court.
Yep.
But when Jokic comes out for 6 minutes, they're awful. They're so bad.
Yeah.
And Denver, or when Jokic comes out, Phoenix will still have probably either Kevin Durant or Booker on the court.
Yep. I agree that it's the two best in the West. I'm going Suns, and then I'm going Nuggets right behind them. Best in the East is Milwaukee and Boston. And I think Boston takes Milwaukee this year too, especially because I haven't seen Middleton do what Middleton.
You're a Middleton hater right now, bruh.
Well,
Middleton will be fine.
I haven't seen anything from him. Have you seen? Has he scored over 25 points once this year?
Okay.
Look, please add. Like, I'm actually curious. I'm gonna look that up.
Has he scored over guaranteed? Yes, guaranteed.
I don't know if he had. I haven't seen the stat line.
All right. When Chris Middleton came back, when he first came back, the Bucks were like 20-0 when he was playing.
Yeah,
like in the first 20 games he played.
Have you seen the stats? You know why they were 20?
He averaged 17 a game this year. He shot 39% from 3, 5 boards, 4 assists, and a steal in 31 minutes, which is
a game.
Oh wait, no, he did it in 24 minutes.
24 minutes played. You know why?
24 minutes a game.
You know why his minutes was only 24? Because he never got back healthy enough to actually play.
When he came back, he came off the bench for like 3 weeks when he came back.
The problem is, I mean, actually, I don't get this. Probably isn't a problem. This is actually good for him. He's gonna have like a nice little warm up in the first round series, whoever he plays as that 8th seed, to get back to Chris Middleton. Because when the Celtics come around, if Chris Middleton doesn't average 22 points in that series, they lose.
Yeah,
they lose. So
you can't rely on Drew Holiday.
I'm not a Chris Middleton hater. It's just clear that it's not no fault of his own. He's not the same player. He had a huge knee injury. I understand why he's not playing like he was last year during their finals run. But if he doesn't get back to 85 to 90% of himself, you don't beat the Boston Celtics.
Yeah, fuck depth. You need star power.
At that point, your
Celtics are just as deep.
At that point, you're playing a 7 to 8 man rotation max.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter anymore. But so I guess I have Boston out of the East. Milwaukee would be second for me. And then I'd have Boston and Phoenix in the finals. And I do think Boston gets it done this year. Because they have enough collection of talent and depth to beat Phoenix.
I'm taking Milwaukee.
I hate Boston. You know me. I won't be rooting for Boston.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm mad at you.
Boston may play 16. Boston may win 16 games and win the NBA championship. I will root for them in no games. Not one. Not a single game I root for the Boston Celtics this year. Just like I won't root for the fucking Los Angeles Lakers.
I'd root for the Lakers over them. I'd root for the fucking Lakers.
I hope I don't know about that. I hope Anthony Edwards comes out tonight and drops 55 fucking points on LeBron's head and they lose. That'll be the most.
I'd root for Boston over the Knicks though.
Boston over the who?
Knicks.
The Knicks. But the thing is, I kind of like the Knicks. I hate their fan base, but this year I kind of
Yeah,
enjoy
their team is kind of dope.
Um,
I saw something that Jaylen Brown, like 5 years ago, told some reporter that he would have like 5 or 6 rings by 28. Did you see that?
I
All
don't
right,
think so.
JB,
But
chill out.
I mean, I love the playoffs one because it's great basketball. It's more competitive and it's actually like fun basketball because they let them play. But I can be the biggest hater during this time of year. I am the
Same.
biggest hater of many teams in this time of year because I hate Boston, hate the Lakers. Fuck you, LeBron. I hope actually I want to talk about this thing with you. Have you seen? I keep seeing people say, "Oh, if LeBron," people are complaining because if LeBron makes the finals, he goes 4-7. They're like, "That's going to hurt his legacy." And then people are like, "Well, that doesn't hurt his legacy. Let's just have him lose in the first round." There's the fan base that only gives LeBron like doesn't let him be the GOAT because of his finals record, right? People think that because he's 4-6, he's not the GOAT. I don't think he is, but that's not the reason I give. And I don't think that's the reason you give either.
If he makes the finals and loses, that's way fucking better than him losing in the first round.
Right. And I don't think that's a taint on his legacy at all. I think the taint
Are
on
there
his
people
legacy is
really saying like, oh, he should just lose in the first round so he doesn't lose in the finals and
no,
hurt
no,
his
no, no.
legacy?
There's people that are saying that if LeBron makes the finals and goes 4-7, it hurts his GOAT case. And I'm like, well,
More
it
than it
hurts in
would
the
if he
first
lost in the
round.
first
I'm like,
round.
no, no, no. If he loses in the first round with the team he has now, then it hurts the GOAT case.
Guaranteed. He's gonna get shit
And
on.
like, what's annoying is I'm going to hear the fucking argument. Well, he was a 7 seed. I don't want to hear any excuses from Lakers fans. If you are a Lakers fan right now, you have everything that you've asked for in the past 4 years. You have LeBron James, you have a healthy Anthony Davis going into the playoffs, and you have depth around you. What more could you ask for? And Frank Vogel is gone, and Russell Westbrook's gone. You can't ask for more than what you have.
Yeah.
You also get to play a Memphis Grizzlies team in the first round that you have much more experience than, who is without Steven Adams, the best option to guard Anthony Davis. And then you'd get to play a 6 seed Warriors team or a 3 seed Kings team, who are the team that you so called wanted anyway in the second round. So no excuses this year for this team. I don't hear excuse for LeBron. Oh, he's 38. Then stop hyping him up. If he's 38 years old and that's an excuse for him being able to lose, then stop using it as something that makes him look great when he does good with it.
I really hope they
The
don't make
amount
it.
of times I see, oh, he's 38 years old. He's doing this in his 20 whatever season. I don't give a fuck.
Dylan Brooks is gonna be on his ass in the first
Oh yeah,
round.
and he's gonna talk so much shit too. So
So
I'm
much
actually,
shit.
I'll be a Dylan
And
Brooks
you already
fan.
know Shannon Sharp's
I
gonna
know I
be
said,
there. Like,
yeah, and I love Skip Bayless this time of year.
yeah,
Skip Bayless is never right about anything. Don't get me wrong, but I love watching Skip Bayless this time of year because the way he just is all over LeBron is so funny.
it's
It's
crazy.
awesome.
It's
Yeah,
it's actually crazy. He literally called LeBron the GOAT on April Fool's Day. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
he's awesome, man.
And like, I hate LeBron. Well, I don't like LeBron, but
I'm not a fan of LeBron. Not a fan at all. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
I
I'm
really
not a
hope the
fan of
Lakers don't go
LeBron James. I'm
far.
not a fan of LeBron James fans because
Yeah,
LeBron James fans have tip rided him from Cleveland to Miami to Cleveland to LA now, and then you make that team your team. Like you're not a Lakers fan, you're a LeBron James fan,
the
and then
reason we don't like MJ is because we're Jordan fans, though.
yeah, the reason we don't like LeBron, but
Oh yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah,
the reason, yes, but it is the fan base because I like it's the fan base
yeah,
that
they
follows him
suck.
around is so annoying
And it's
because then
it's it's like what I
that
also
fan
hate
base
is how
owns franchises.
the media is always talking about them. They don't talk like, have you ever heard the media talk about the Grizzlies? No.
No,
Besides when Ja like brings
It
a
took
gun.
John Morant to like flash a gun on Instagram Live for them to get talked about.
Like the
You know,
Thunder, you'll never hear them talk about the Thunder. The
no,
Jazz,
even though
never.
the Thunder are one of the most exciting upcoming teams in the NBA right now, I'd
It's
cover
the
them.
Lakers, it's the Knicks every year. Who cares about the Knicks? They suck every year. Who cares?
I just show on
Who
ESPN, I would
cares?
do everything in my power to not talk about the Lakers. I would talk about LeBron James. He needs to be covered. He's LeBron James. I understand that. But I don't need to hear Lakers fans complain for hours on end about how bad the help LeBron James has. Like, stop. Stop.
Especially like when
Pat
they're
Bev
bad.
even said it. Do you remember did you hear what Pat Bev said? He's like, what's different between Chicago and LA is when you play bad in LA, they're not saying you're a bum and that you should be traded. Play bad in Chicago, they still support you the next game.
Yeah.
There's a difference.
Yep.
LA just and that's LeBron fans. It's not even Lakers fans. It's just LeBron fans. LeBron fans blame everyone else on the team before they
Yeah,
blame.
wherever he goes, he just has this like super high expectation, and when it doesn't work out, like there has to be somebody to blame, and he's putting up 25, 8 and 8, so it's not fucking him, right?
Right.
So it's somebody else.
They should just like they got to understand. No, you just want the better team. That's just what it is. When LeBron loses, it's not usually because of LeBron. LeBron's usually pretty good. It's just because the team's not as good. He's just not good enough to beat that team. And
Yep.
you can't blame the front office before you blame the players. I mean, I can't believe the amount of hate guys like Pat Bev and like Troy Brown Jr. got from Lakers fans at the beginning of the season. I mean, what'd you expect? These are like some of these guys are G League guys. This isn't their role. They're not supposed to
Yeah.
score 10 points a game.
Fuck Troy Brown Jr. though.
Yeah.
We've been calling him a bum for
but,
like 3 years. He's like 23.
but please, Chicago, please win tomorrow. Please win the fucking game.
Yeah, or lose. I'll be content either way.
I just want
kidding.
I just
Like,
want to have something to watch. I just want to have something to watch.
Hey, I agree with that, but like it was
I looked the lottery odds too just to see what happens if we lost tomorrow.
What is it?
It's like 2%. I know
at a
it's
top
a shot.
4 or
I know
top
it's a
1?
chance, but it's like 2%.
At 4 or 1?
What do you mean?
At a top 4 pick or the number 1 pick?
At the number 1. So at a top 4 pick, it's still not very high. I think I don't know. We can talk about the draft lottery when that comes around, but
Yeah, if it comes around.
please.
Probably be in the championship when we see you next. So
Yeah, facts. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you guys next time.